The UPX podcast with the property expert. If it's happening in Upland, it's the place you want to check first. With your host who's stupid to win and thank me later. Bringing the strategy, news, and cool charts with all the data. This is Upland, where the metaverse goes down. Genesis, San Fran, to Rio, and all around. Don't miss a week, you never know what they'll say next. It's the Upland Property Xperts, baby, UPX.
What's going on, fellow Uplanders, and welcome to episode 178 of the Upland Property Xperts. I am your co-host, Too Stupid to Win, and as always, I'm joined by ThankMeLater. How are we doing this evening?
What up?
What up? What up? We got the biggest exciting news. The Chokes for Charity GoFundMe's are live. So we'll get those links in the description. Definitely want to check that out, and I'll probably mention it 10 more times this episode. We do have a lot going on this episode. Seems like we always do. We have the Hyde Park Ninjas in the house. They'll be coming on pretty quickly here. Won't take too much time, and we'll get them right on. Neighborhood ratings, collections, whatever you want to call it, has been announced. Upland is moving closer and closer to going with the collections cap. So you can only have so much money sitting there, so you just don't continue to build. You have Master Builders 2023 Phase 2 going on, and there's voting going on. And
there's for the Master Builder.
Yes, so they got Master Builder Phase 2. Yep, so Dallas and Detroit, you can vote on those buildings. Less than a day left voting on there. So if you're watching this on Saturday or Sunday, you're a little too late to vote. So get on that now. Some pretty cool designs there.
Yeah.
And Speedway MetaVentures, you can now apply for a Speedway MetaVenture.
Oh, I was waiting. It was there.
I was waiting for your reaction.
Oh, I thought you were gonna have like a spiffy video cutover. No. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I didn't read a ton about it. Honestly,
luckily I did, and we can talk about it in a bit.
Yeah. That one didn't really pique my, because I'm excited about the ornaments, the structural ornaments.
Yeah, so you got approved for yours, so that's nice.
Yeah, manufacturing. Yep.
And hey, our factories are going to be up and running finally.
I think so, and that means we'll be pumping those things out at a pretty nice clip. Well, actually, we need to make sure that we get some more models in.
Yeah, I got some more models coming. It's pretty nice. Jennifer messaged me for something, and I went and took care of it right away. I messaged her back that it was done, then asked her a question, and it's crickets. So yeah, I understand she's busy though. So, but yeah, I found it was funny. I was just like, hey, before I spend a bunch of money, blah 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 blah, and just crickets. So there you go. No. What up, JT? Chicago Spartan.
Sorry, I've been slacking. I usually am on the comments.
Yeah. And
Ryan Sprague.
And if anybody is just pass on the Henry McKenna 10 years. It's highly overrated. It came into the local store. My drink for the night. It's a Henry McKenna 10
What
year,
are you talking about?
I'm giving a public service announcement that don't waste your money, even though it won Spirit Awards in San Francisco 2 years in a row. It's their 10-year sucks. It's like drinking gasoline. So it's bad.
Yeah, well,
and it's not as much as they try to spin it off as being a high-end collectible and hard to acquire. Yeah. Bleh.
Okay. I mean, I didn't follow a single damn word of that, but we'll go with it.
Yeah. You don't follow a lot that I say, and that's okay. I've accepted it over the years. I'm just glad you show up every Thursday with me.
That's fair.
That's fair. And then, yeah, all right. Why don't we get right to it and bring the ninjas on? That's what we should have did.
What?
Make a custom layout so they could have the bigger screen and we could have the smaller screen.
I mean, you can just take us off the screen, right?
Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll pull us off. All right. So, yeah, without further ado, I'll bring the ninjas on. Hey, fellas, how we doing tonight? Oh, they're muted. Hold on. I will unmute you. Sorry. There you go. How are we doing tonight?
Try that again. How's everyone doing? Happy Thursday.
Good. Happy Thursday. Glad you guys could join us tonight.
Yeah.
Glad to be here. Ready to break some stuff.
There you go. That's you need much of an intro, or are you guys just going to get into breaking?
Yeah, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are, why you're here? Because maybe not everybody knows. I don't think you've been on the show.
One time.
One time.
Once.
Okay. I don't think you were in full uniform though.
No, we weren't. We weren't in our pajamas. Yep.
Yeah, looking
Our
good.
pajamas.
So yeah, just tell everybody watching who you are and kind of the project that you're working with.
Well, we are the Hyde Park Ninjas. We run the Hyde Park Ninjas node, and we've partnered with UPX.World and Joe to have an experience within UPX.World. And tonight we're here to show you we have our motion capture suit, which is actually going to capture legitimate martial artists doing techniques and actually have those techniques put into the game.
Yeah, so I mean that's super cool. So you guys who are legit ninjas, real life, running dojos, teaching martial arts, wanted to get into the Web3 space with and bringing an authentic martial arts experience to life, and then you got a proper motion capture suit, like to the nines, and we have exclusive first footage of that footage used and captured being transformed into Marie, who is one of the first characters that we get introduced to in the Hyde Park Ninja universe. So why don't we show that? Because I think then you guys are going to demo essentially how you do it, and that way people can see it kind of side by side. Yeah?
Yeah, let's check out what we got.
All right. So there you have it. Now, for those of you who go, oh, I cannot express to you how technically difficult getting that smooth of movements, that precise on a model. First of all, shout out to the models, the model creators. Oh my gosh, why did I just space on his name?
Slav.
Well, no, Slav didn't make the model. Slav did the mapping. Who's the model?
DMG.
DMG, thank you. Shout out to DMG who handcrafted that model, and then you have to put each individual joint and its range of movement in and have them all correctly labeled. Shout out to our boy Slav, who then took the footage done by the ninjas, converted that into that movement, which is incredible to see that come to life.
Yeah, it's been really cool to watch it go from being here on the floor and getting it on film with an actual character and avatar that's going to be in the game is really cool. And I know there's still a lot of tweaking and stuff to do, but we wanted to get something out for the community. And I know we're super excited, and we want you guys to be excited with us through this process. So, we just wanted to take a few minutes and show you what some of the techniques, the way they work on the floor. And we're going to demonstrate rather than kicking the crap out of each other. We're going to kick some boards and break some stuff. And then we'll show some of the techniques that Marie just did. Actually, it looked like that was a round kick and an elbow. So we'll demo those on a quick board break, and then maybe throw out a high flying technique too that'll be maybe in a future character down the road. So we don't want to leak out which character yet, but that will be coming soon.
Very cool.
All right. Well, go ahead.
No. I think we were going to say the same thing. Go ahead.
I was going to say we'll let you two get at it and start breaking stuff.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Can you guys catch everything on film? Can you see us?
Ready? Yes, sir. that was the round kick in the elbow that Murray did.
That was scary as hell.
And here comes Mike's son, Preston, doing a run jump side kick.
All right, I survived
Holy!
it.
Oh,
I think I might have a footprint in my chest.
Oh my God! I think I just
wow.
peed a little bit. That was intense. I thought you were gonna die. He did not hold back. He was like,
No.
You're
I'm
telling me.
I'm gonna kick the crap out of you, old man. That's what he was doing.
Pick my ribs
He
up
was-
like that.
Like, I'm about to live stream this killing. Like, what? Jeez, old Pete. That was intense.
And I think he just turned 15. Oh, man.
Oh,
Ooh.
that was dang. So, I mean, again, we can see here, this is the level of dedication and utility. Did you really have to switch us? You are so petty. Jesus. You are so petty. Oh, I haven't told you about the last couple times you've done it, but that was just that.
It's organized. Like I got to have things
Yeah.
organized and yeah.
I wondered I was actually bothering me a little bit anyway. I was like, it was throwing me off. But yeah, I mean, I love to see that intensity. You guys bring that to everything that you do. And so having you part of UPX.World and Hyde Park, being Hyde Park, LA, being a member of XNet, with, we just talked about the neighborhood rankings coming out. Have you guys seen where you are on the rankings?
We did. We were at 350 the first time it came out, and I think we're at 317 as of 2 days ago.
Okay.
So we're not looking to like pole vault to number one by any means. We want to have slow and consistent growth. Inch by inch is a cinch. So we're just going to keep growing the node, and we want it to be a really good node that's going to be around for a long time. Just like the game that we're making, we want it to be here for years to come and do everything the right way. So starting with, the characters, the authentic techniques that are going to go into them, and then also the NFTs. I know we've talked about this on different platforms about, the poor way really that the NFTs have been brought out in just a lot of fluff and garbage, basically. So we're going to put a lot of muscle behind the NFTs and show everybody how they work the right way, and then build that value from there. So, and people that participate in this game, not only are they going to have a fantastic time playing this game, because we're going to make it with gamers in mind, but they're also going to be able to maybe share in some of those profits too.
Get it. Love it.
Go.
That's what the future of Web3 gaming really is.
Yeah.
So,
We're really excited. We feel really fortunate to have such a great team, around us. Thanks so much to you guys for helping us to see this Web3 happen, helping us put the pieces together.
Absolutely.
yeah, we set them up, you knock them down, I guess. That's how it works.
We can do
And-
that.
And the other thing is, you guys are participating in Chokes for Charity.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah, that's true, eh?
I've been practicing every day.
And as I said, I do have it's up on GoFundMe. We'll have the links in the description. So $25,000 gets ThankMeLater choked out. And then if we raise another $25,000, I'll get choked out. ThankMeLater's charity is Tap Out Cancer, which is pretty cool. And one that I'm going for is Stop Soldier Suicide. So both good causes, both helping a lot of people out. So
Fantastic.
Very cool. Yeah. So there you go.
ours
So
are-
you know that they're serious. You just watch them destroy some stuff. So like this isn't WWE. This is for real. Like these
We
guys
do
don't
this
play
every
around.
day.
Yes,
Every
it's every day. This is what
Every
we
day.
do.
What a weird thing to be like. You know what I do every day? I choke dudes out. Like, what? That's a little much.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys caught our video this morning on our Hyde Park channel, but we've got a really cool contest for anybody that's in the neighborhood. If you guys haven't seen that, make sure to check it out. And we've got a couple big giveaways that we're doing. We actually have 3 tiers set up. We have a white belt level, a black belt level, and a master's level for the contest. So we're giving away a bunch of cool stuff. The grand prize for the top tier, if we hit the goal of being 90% minted out and have 400, is that 500?
450.
450 builds. No, 500.
Maybe 500.
500 builds and 90% minted out by Vegas. We're giving away 250,000 UPX, and that'll be split by everybody that participates and helps out, like we did in the last contest. And then the next part of that prize will be a Hyde Park property in a beautiful area. It's going to have a house on it that will also have a decor package for the backyard. So it'll be styling and profiling. And then we'll also have a Genesis. Since it is going to be done by Genesis Week, we're going to have a Genesis ornament for the house, and then a brand new car.
Ooh.
Dang.
And they're going all out.
You're like, yeah, we got this and a car. Like, whoa, like Showcase Showdown style.
Right.
Like,
And a new car.
dang.
Come on down.
Well, I know people doing some crazy stuff for cars.
So Dizzy's just going to go on a minting spree. He's probably doing it right now as we speak.
Dizzy, if Hyde Park is 90% minted out by the end of this show, I'll throw in one of my SR1.
Oh man, I was going to offer a cargo van. But
Wait, what mint out are you right now?
We're about to hit 70.
Oh yeah. Dizzy, if it's minted 90% by the end of the show,
how many
I'll give
properties
you
is that?
About 1,600, I think.
Well, okay. He can't mint that many that quick. So you're saying.
I was like, I started doing math. I was like,
got to have all the builds too. I think, what are we at right now? 300 after the last contest.
Yep.
So we got to get about another 200 builds before Vegas.
fly out. Yeah. I hope you brought your purse strings because it'd be way cheaper to just go buy one.
What else do you guys have for us this evening?
Man, I think that's it tonight. Yeah.
I think that's it. We appreciate you guys having us on.
No, appreciate you guys coming on.
Wait, hold on. Is this true?
Let's see. Let's go ahead and check it. It happens.
Yes, it does happen.
No, you can't tell them.
What?
You can't tell them this.
I mean, it never happens.
It's never happened to a podcast host yet.
Thanks, Paul.
Wow.
Paul. I had him. I broke him down like 2 months to go before Vegas that he was in on it. And he even went low with 10,000 and I upped it to 25,000. And now Paul's like wrecking everything I did for months.
Dude.
I got one word, ML, depends.
I specifically says like there's no side effect. Shit yourself is a side effect, Sam. That's a big side effect.
It's pretty rare.
It's really rare.
Public humiliation and complete loss of all dignity and bodily functions. Yeah, that's a side effect.
Hey, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
No, that's the age of the internet. It will be forever. We'll get, I mean, right?
So close.
Y'all. Dirty. You're wrong for that. All right.
All right, fellas. Thank you so much. Definitely check out Hyde Park. Get involved with that community. Awesome community. These guys are doing great things. Can't wait to see when everything's implemented for your game. And it's looking pretty awesome.
Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for everything. It was great being on. We're going to get some Z's. We got a long day of training tomorrow. So,
yeah, good luck. Have fun.
All right. Good luck. Good night. All right, fellas. Have a good one. We'll talk soon.
Right, good night.
I mean, who isn't going to go practice some chokes after the show, if you know what I mean?
Not those chokes. Not those chokes.
Like when you take your nighttime medicine, because the pills, they get stuck in your throat and you can choke. So practice not choking.
Is that Is that what it is?
That's what, yeah. Because my magnesium pills, they're big. They're big pills. Are we moving on? What is happening? Can we go to the next topic?
You made me stroke out there.
Well, again, you should wait until after the show.
You made me stroke out there. Oh, killing me. Killing me.
Hyde Park, what up?
And just for that, here is the EML chokes for charity. I need to get my keyboard higher. There you go. Now people can start donating. Done. Sometimes. All right. All right, it's time for this week's market update provided by Justin. All right, looking at the week change from last week, Rutherford came down. A couple properties either sold or people dropped their prices under 50,000 for the first time in a while, and the U.S. dollar floor dropped under $20.
Wow,
people bailing.
I mean, wasn't there another round of changes to treasure hunting?
Yeah, and that's kind of interesting because while you're in cooldowns in one city, you can bounce to another city and treasure hunt and get the same things. You know.
Well, I mean, that's fine because in their mind, it costs you to travel. So if 10 people do it, maybe it offsets the cost of some of it.
But like a train from, Manhattan to Staten or Queens or, you can move around New York pretty quick. And if everything just lines up perfect, you can really kill it if you have
that. I'm trying to see if the data reflects that. Because I mean, that's interesting because how do you get to Rutherford? Can you only get to Rutherford by plane?
Train.
Only by train?
Can you fly?
Yeah,
you can fly.
I don't think there's a train.
Yeah.
They also changed the
send reset times to middle of the night. Depends on where you live. It's midnight Pacific time, so it's 3 a.m. out here on the East Coast.
Yeah. I mean,
you can take the trains, Bronx, Manhattan, and Queens.
Oh, okay. Oh, that is interesting though, because I know that some people are essentially doing doubles.
Yeah.
Where every day they would do, or like every other day, they would just do a double set of sends, which seems like a lot, but
Upland choked out treasure hunting.
That's funny.
All right. And then this is looking at the difference in your floor price of UPX and your floor price of US dollars. Right now, the biggest difference is in Rutherford at 62% between the UPX floor and the US dollar floor. That's a huge separation. Great place to buy for US dollar and sell for UPX. But the volume's not there. That's another thing that you have to look at is the volume.
Thank you. Yeah, you can't just like blindly go into that because honestly, you're almost certainly better off in Dallas.
Yes.
Because Dallas has a much higher turn.
Yeah.
And your potential loss is very low. I mean, even if you went to Bakersfield, Cleveland, it's never going to sell for less than $3. So you really, even if you sat on it, collected interest, maybe a couple cents for a while, and then resold them for $3, you've essentially just got that for free.
Yeah. And then if we want to look at the cheaper ones, Detroit kind of moved up the list. Or no, they're still at the bottom. It just got flipped this week. So Detroit, Rio, Porto. Well, Detroit and Rio are definitely your easiest places for your buying for UPX, selling for US dollar. But
Yeah,
you got a lot of
100%.
competition at that $3 mark.
Yeah. So again, this is a scenario where I don't know if I would go all the way to Fresno, but Fresno sitting at 320, or I guess I'd go to Porto.
Or Chicago sitting at $3. You're still close. You're still a little closer to 50% loss of UPX to USD, but Detroit, Rio, you're still in the 30%, so you're getting 70% value.
Yeah. Again, Detroit, Rio, the problem is just how long is it going to take you to convert that?
Yes.
So that's your biggest thing there. But overall, I think a 50% conversion is about standard now.
It is.
Yeah.
Looking at the 30-day change, nothing really jumps out.
Wait, what happened? Santa Clara cannot be.
Santa Clara, that was a fat finger. It's not up 422%.
Okay.
It was not $4 4 weeks ago.
I was like, dang, we missed out on some Santa Clara.
Yeah. Now Vegas, US dollar dropped 25% from $5.90 to $4.39.
Hate to see that.
And San Francisco is approaching that $10 floor.
What the?
You know what it is.
Really? Still?
Yep.
Whatever. Bye.
Yeah. Moving on.
I'm saying goodbye, and I'm also saying goodbye that. Like,
Yeah.
that's... Anyway.
Going back 3 months to January 12th. 3 months ago was January 12th. You believe that?
Holy. That's insane.
Yeah. UPX is on a nice little rally up, about 15% overall across the top 10 cities if you average it out. But the US dollar is down, down, down.
Yeah, again, I mean, this isn't anything I expect to see drastically different anytime soon. There's not enough UPX things. Until there's some place for all this excess UPX to go, we're going to continue to see that price differential. Because again, once it gets into the ecosystem, it's kind of difficult to get out. Outside of like minting new properties and stuff, like the net value. Anyway, it's just going to continue to kind of stay like that for a while until there's more things. Need natural disasters.
So many people fell for that. That was awesome.
Troll. Oh, also we called that like hard. That was like a hard call. Now, granted, I have to give Too Stupid credit, because in the morning, both Dizzy and I were pretty on edge about it. And then he's like, dudes, April Fool's Day. I was like, yep, that's 100% what it is. GG. They got us for a second.
Yep.
But anyway.
And they really got dizzy last year with the llama.
Dude, they got it. I mean, that one had me. I was livid. But Dizzy was on another level. Dizzy was on such a level that I'm concerned what his relationship with llamas actually is at this point.
True.
I'm just going to throw that out there.
Throwing it out there.
Just, whatever the wind catches on that.
And then you get squirrels involved, and it's a whole different story.
That's true. You do have a lot of scantily drawn squirrels lying around.
Yes, he does. That he can just pop up whenever he wants. So
I'd like to know why he watches SpongeBob SquarePants. It's all about,
there's a squirrel.
It's all about Sandy.
Jimmy Jester would like to see London, England up as a tier 1 in the size of LA.
The size of LA? Yeah, let's go ahead and brick the European market before it even starts. No, there's no chance. LA will never happen again.
I mean, everyone and their mom called that.
I don't know that everyone and their mom called it. There were
a lot of angry people.
There was, a lot of people were like, no, it's real. So.
But no, a lot of people were on it.
Yeah, I mean, I would say a lot of people were on it because most people aren't. I mean, again, you might get got for a second.
Yeah.
because it's
some angry
almost
text.
believable, but
Yeah. 6-month change going back to October 6, 2022. Pretty much same story. UPX on the rise, US dollar on the fall. Rutherford down 47%. That's the biggest one, from $36 to $18.97.
that's crazy.
And then San Francisco down 15.50 to 10.99, but that was still yeah. Anyway, moving on. So here's the lowest markup percentage for the top 10 cities.
Yeah, it's crazy. Even for all their volume, like they're still Arlington and Dallas are still selling under mint.
Yes. And that's what you see. You see all the cities that are available to still mint properties. They're selling under mint, and you see a high number of transactions on the secondary market. But the cities that have already sold out, they sell a lot less, and their prices are a lot higher.
Yeah, I mean, that is what you would expect to see, right? Because unless you have a reason to get into a city, right? And this is what we're going to see, what people, and honestly, we've been saying this since the jump, and I think we're going to start seeing it more now, is like buying properties in a random city does not guarantee you profit at all. Buying random, even in a sold out city, like there are some exceptions, but once the market starts to slow down, there's no reason to buy into a sold out city necessarily, beyond like treasure hunting, which is getting more questionable now. And then if you're trying to join an active community or node. So the reality is, like, that's what we've been saying. So it is a buy and hold situation. And I think if you're not holding in good places, you're not going to see the profit that you probably could.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Brian. He's bought over 100 Rutherford properties since October. That hurts right now. But I mean, it does. I know you're.
Wait, well, I'm curious, like, why? Why did you do that? Like, and I'm not trying to be mean. Like, is it like, are you building like treasure hunting? Is it you think that it's going to be a higher value later? Do you live in Rutherford? Like, why would you knowingly continue treasure? Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's fine.
Nope, that's fair.
I mean, if that's your jam and it's working for you, then get it.
Yep. City floor. So here's the floor in UPX, and here is the markup percentage. Rutherford got fat fingered there. But nothing that really jumps out. You know, Las Vegas, 500%. Los Angeles, 583%.
Yeah.
Definitely some deals to be had.
San Francisco's at a rise, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I don't remember it being quite that high.
No.
Yeah. Also New York Giants fan. Well, okay. I mean, we can't all be perfect. That's fine. I know nothing about
I like that.
I just know how to generically insult people on things that they like. Like, I don't know anything about the Giants or care. Anyway.
Yeah. So bottom 5 city floors in Upland: Detroit, Rio, Chicago, Fresno, Sao Paulo.
Sao Paulo.
Everything's over 4,000.
I feel like the city's going to drop a hot record any day now.
UPX floor US dollar floor, $3 in Detroit, Rio, and Chicago, and not too far away in Fresno and Sao Paulo.
Gotcha. Brian says Mort's favorite team is the Giants too. Are you trying to just prove my point here? I don't know what that was trying to prove.
I mean, Recurrier's favorite team's the Giants also.
Yep. Just going to prove my point even harder.
All right, bottom 5 city floors over the last 6 months. Detroit, Rio up 15% each, 16 and 15% each. Chicago, Fresno down just slightly, and they're down 20 and 34% respectively on the US dollar side. USD markup percentage: Chicago deals 38% for US dollars. Las Vegas 39%.
And a nearly sold out tier 1 city.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes. And Las Vegas, 39%. Los Angeles, 42%. I mean, to me, Chicago, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, big name recognition. As the game grows, I think there'll be a lot of interest in those places. So that's just insane right now, the deals being had there.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be fun watching it go up.
Mm-hmm. Sold out. Arlington, Dallas, and Los Angeles, they all moved up 1% this week. 80%, 80%, and 75%. Still a lot of room to go in both those cities. And that was it for the sold out increases for the week. Unminted properties, 370,510 available.
Definitely feels like the economy is slowing down right now.
Yes.
Why do you think that is?
Oh, that's right.
By the 38%, Chicago's in jail. Oh.
That is correct, and I did have that note, and I missed that note, but he just put that there for the statistical point. So,
Gotcha.
that is correct.
So, what do you think? I mean, is it? Do you think it's just the lack of like city releases? Because I mean, it feels like. I mean, a city release just doesn't feel like it's going to do much to the economy right now. Like even if it's like a London or something, I feel like.
And there's speculation with Paris, since there's been markings in Paris. If you look at the maps, you see that. So there's speculation with Paris, and when's that coming?
Well, I mean, wasn't Paris like one of the potential finalists for the FIFA Cup thing?
Yes.
So, I mean, it makes sense that they would have probably started to prep that because, as I recall, they were like the overwhelming favorite to win.
Yep, they were.
So there's a really good chance that the team was like, well, let's just go ahead and get a hold of it. And now it's like those Super Bowl shirts that they send to Africa for the losing team.
I mean, look at you and your sports knowledge. Impressive.
Trivia night. Let's go.
I really think it comes down to functionality. We've been buying properties for 3 years with promises of a lot more.
So what do you think, like the neighborhood community scores? Like, first of all, I don't think the article said like they said they were coming, but I don't think it said when. Did it?
Well, they got a leaderboard up.
But like, what about like the bonus? Because like they have a score leaderboard, but like, what about the bonuses?
Yeah, well, we'll get
Like
to all that.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get to all that. But
well, I'm just curious, like, what you think that'll do to the economy. For like, do you think that that's enough functionality to drive people to start buying up some of these places?
It could drive the secondary market in some of these neighborhoods, but minting the unminted, not really sure.
Well, I mean, there are a couple notes again. Shout out Hyde Park. I think Sunland is sold out now, but if they're not, they definitely will be. And then Lake Balboa. I mean, I know of a couple and places that are not sold out. Shaka, Creedmoor, Belarus, is that sold out? Is Belarus? Yep. He's like, yeah, I bought Belarus out. Okay. So, I mean, there's definitely for places.
Yeah, Beverly Hills showed up. You haven't been able to mint there. Trenton and Birmingham showed up on the neighborhood ranking, so that was interesting.
I mean, to me, like, were they all grouped in the same exact space? Because to me, that might almost be like a default. I don't know.
Could have been in the system, but nothing plotted yet.
Something.
Yeah, overall sales, I mean, even Los Angeles was only at 1,500. Usually they're right around 2,000 properties a week. But
it sounds like it was Abdullah was minting hundreds of Del Rey recently.
Okay. Transactions still minting. You see a drop from this week to last week. Overall activity, and then along with the secondary. But Kansas City had a lot of secondary movement compared to last week. Same with Nashville. But other than that, everybody was down transaction-wise. And then looking at the cities that are already sold out, Oakland had some activity on the secondary market, and Rutherford lot of sales going on with the deep discounts. So I was expecting to see a higher tick up in Rutherford activity as the prices continue to come down.
Yeah. So now, I mean, when you're sitting at like, 100 at least, I mean, you might be able to move something there. I mean, especially 56 of that's coming straight from the secondary market. So that's just listing it and having it sell through.
Right.
So you might have a better chance of flipping for UPX in that case. But I wouldn't go buy 20 of them.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. At KC in Nashville. Yeah, it's always good to see a little bit of activity elsewhere. For sure.
Yeah, definitely underrated in the middle of the city. In the middle of the country, and some big properties there that you can do a lot of fun stuff. Able to ship out to a lot of different places if you're thinking from a manufacturing or a transportation standpoint too.
Why do I pronounce it Abdullah? Because I believe that's how he says his name.
That is correct.
Yeah, his name isn't Abdullah. That's not how you say his name. His name is Abdullah.
Because there's an H at the end. Abdullah has the A. Yeah. And then you lived in Saudi Arabia growing up?
Yeah, that, and I've talked to him. So like I know how he says his name. And it's Abdullah.
But the more you know.
That's why.
Yeah. All right. And we always forget to plug this, but make sure you're liking, subscribing, and sharing. It's important to share. Share with your friends. You enjoy us, hang out with us each and every 30. So definitely tell your friends.
Yes.
Come hang out with us
on Thursday nights. Are we?
No, we're not done. We just always forget to do it. And usually when we start signing off, people drop off. So I figured putting it in the middle kind of helps us out. So
yeah, I've been trying to while I'm watching YouTube videos, see what they do. And yeah, a lot of them put that even very early on.
Right. But I'd like to give them some sort of content that they like before we just kind of go.
No, from now on, it's just going to be welcome to like and subscribe.
Okay.
That's
we can get that going. And the other thing is got a special sale going on with the OG Anvils.
Oh, that's true.
Definitely want to talk about that right now. So buy one for US $1, you get one free. So it's half off. You get two for the price of one. And I'll do that for the first 15 people to purchase one. And you said for the first 2 people to buy it, you'll throw in a test tube also, right?
Yeah, buy one, get one free over at Too Stupid. So yeah, if you
615 Indiana Street, Dog Patch, San Francisco.
There you go. Head over there. You pick up an anvil. I'll throw in a test tube for free.
For US dollars. It's US dollar sales only.
US dollar sales only.
And it will contribute to more content from the show. That's where the money will go to.
We'll give you a shout out too in that segment.
And you can get a backstage pass for pre-show, post-show too.
Oh, snap.
First 2 people.
Dang. That's a heck of a deal.
It is. Come hang out.
Private stage access. Buy one, get one free on going to be arguably the most valuable decor in the entire game. Plus a shout out. Let's go.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. Just what you wanted to talk about. I got too many tabs open. There you go. Share screen, neighborhood ratings. This has been talked about since, 2020.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Early when Choina floated the whole suggestion to the Upland team.
Yes. The Genesis community neighborhood.
Yeah. All right. So we've talked about it. So everything you do in your neighborhood is going to impact your overall score. So they're talking about average spark hours allocated per property for buildings, which is residential, showroom, factory, stadiums, all of it. Average number of residents with a designated Upland home address. And you people that decide to jump for better neighborhoods when competition starts, shame on you. Just call a home and roll with it. Average number of meta ventures per property. Now, that's kind of unfair, I think, because you got some smaller neighborhoods that really won't have a meta venture in it. And then you have some large neighborhoods that are going to have multiple meta ventures in it. And if you have none, the average of none is none.
I mean, yeah, but I don't think it's going to be like you multiply by 0. It's just another component.
Right.
And I mean, I get it. It is interesting. And again, I think it's per average. So again, if you have a massive neighborhood with one meta venture, maybe you get a little uptick. Small neighborhoods that have a lot of meta ventures are gonna see a higher uptick. So I mean, that is an interesting evolution for sure, because that makes conversations of meta ventures a kind of a different strategic conversation in some cases, I think. But
yeah. Now, the interesting thing is the average spark hours allocated for map assets, outdoor decor manufacturing per property. Dizzy propelled his Manhattan property with his gnome collection that he put out in front of Rockefeller Center. He powered that into position 21 just from that alone.
Yeah, I think so. To me, this is like one of the biggest sleeper details of this that I think people are waiting on. Because here's the thing. Space is limited. There's a max number of houses you can build. There's a max number of meta ventures that realistically you're going to have. And those things take a lot of time and resources. However, not that it's necessarily not a lot, but for a reasonably priced piece, like the gnomes, like all of a sudden, like I was looking at it the other day. So block explorers that are like of 100 mint go for like 75,000 UPX, some of them, like the good ones, right? And they really don't have any utility yet. So, and I mean, we've talked all this, big game of like, well, once there's utility, the value will come. Well, the reality is that now there is utility. All of the outdoor decor items have built-in utility, which means that the kind of mass-produced FIFA items, the mass-produced gnomes, now have built-in, like you said, Dizzy accidentally put a neighborhood in the top 25 just like that. Like, the reality is that these neighborhoods that are competitive are going to need to start allocating resources to acquiring these items. So things like gnomes, not financial advice, but I see their value growing a whole lot quicker than their block explorer counterparts of similar mint sizes. So for me, like, I think like that's really going to be interesting to see how that evolves.
Oh, absolutely. And just Dizzy put some stuff up in my outdoor decor shop and they flew off the shelf. Now, it was with one individual, but they were right on it right away. So let's see here. Who's top 10? Century City, and let's see here. And then Playa del Rey are 1 and 2 currently in the neighborhood ratings. They got a score of 13.353 and 13.304.
Do you want to share your screen?
Yep. All right. So here's Playa del Rey.
The rankings.
Oh, sorry. I can pull that over and share that one instead. So Alamo Square started out number 12 till some people decided to go to other neighborhoods and join them. But anyway.
Is that a dig at Dizzy? Did Dizzy do that?
No.
Who did it? I'll find him.
You'll find him.
No.
That's fine. But and then look at the Rio support. So you got a neighborhood in Rio, Queens, San Francisco, Midtown Terrace. They did move up. They got some stuff going there. But if
Well,
you want
I mean, there's a decor shop there with tons of decor on it. It's the same reason Dog Patch is so high.
well, no, Midtown Terrace was just so Alamo Square was 12 and Midtown Terrace was 10. So they did do some improvements.
No,
Now,
I think they redid the algorithm too, because I was talking to Portage Park, and their number was down.
okay.
And and again, it could be the decor pieces, right? So if they moved over a bunch of decor items, that'd be a really easy way to boost your score. And with them having a decor manufacturing, and he's one of the few that are in the large plant, right? So they're able to print a lot of product right now.
Right.
So, which again, I think it's an interesting way to do it. Do we know? Do the boxes from the structural ornaments count?
That's what I'm still trying to figure out because they're ornaments and now you have structural ornament manufacturing. So how does that play into it and what hours were dedicated there? Definitely here in Playa del Rey, it's the spark hours per buildings. They got a lot of development across a lot of apartments, a lot of showrooms going on, and some outdoor decor. Got a couple of properties with a lot of outdoor decor, but usually this is a spark hour development for the community.
They're saying that the crates don't count.
Okay.
Does it count? Will it be seasonal? So the crates don't count, but what if it's decorating your building? Does that count?
Mm,
Because it feels like it should. That feels like it should, because it's fair to be like, the idea is we want to reward the most interesting looking places, and this is fundamentally how we do it. I do think that factories and showrooms should get an aesthetic penalty personally, and they requires, well, the thing is outdoor, the decorations do require spark to build.
yeah. And if you look here, Century City has four meta ventures in it, and it's a small community. It's a small community.
Oh, and I imagine they probably have a lot of items.
They're more legit
Well, and they're
shops,
really built out too.
and
right?
they are built out. They're sold out. They're built out. They have a lot of apartments in there, so I like how they densely packed the neighborhood. NF Holdings went all out with the flags and has their fleet of vehicles hanging out there. But yeah, they're packed. If they can get an apartment on the property, they got it there and they got it built out. It's as you can see, they don't have much under construction.
Yeah. No, that's very cool.
And they do have a landmark too, so that helps. And they're going to have another landmark here in Century City. There's some other stuff coming that way. So yeah, they're very developed.
I have 39 small tiles. Seems like a weird flex, bro.
And then with the
That's super cool. I like the small tiles. I'm like figuring out like things that we do with them.
Yeah. So the biggest thing is now you're going to have collections. The first competition rewards one node with a neighborhood collection each month. So you'll be able to get a neighborhood collection. And you end up doing that. And the first one's a 1.3. So it's like a standard rating and a 450 UPX reward. Okay. It's just collecting a city reward. If a neighborhood already has a collection, such as a collection from a city launch, it will be automatically part of the second competition. Now, the second competition, you can do an upgrade to your collection for your neighborhood, which I think is pretty fun.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Which then, does that mean that there's a really big incentive right now to form a node in an existing collection?
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, right now, who are your big players? Century City, Portage Park, you name them.
Playa del Rey.
Yeah, none of them are collections.
No.
What's the first? That would be a good trivia. What's the first collection neighborhood on that list? What's the highest ranked collection neighborhood on that list right now? That's what I want to know.
I'm not that familiar with Queens and Manhattan.
But like, because San Francisco Financial District, I'm curious, like, if we moved a bunch of people to home addresses there, because here's the thing, if we can compete in that second tier, but increasing the multiplier for a major neighborhood like that could be hugely beneficial for those investments, right?
Yes. Let's see here.
Because
Queens.
you're essentially giving, and is it a permanent boost?
Hold on, you got me looking up way too many things at once.
Come on.
I can only do so
like
much.
I'm just thinking, like, and can you win multiple? I feel like there's a lot of questions I have, but like, is there a cooldown on winning?
Manhattan has
I
Chelsea.
think Rego Park in Queens is a node and collection. TM, chill, or you're gonna be next in line with your boy Shorts.
Ooh.
Ukraine. That's true. Ukrainian village. Throng's Neck. Oh, Throng's Neck. What's it ranked right now? I like Throng's Neck. I like Throng's Neck because I bought a bunch of Throng's Neck, I think.
Yeah, we'll have to go through. Okay, so I'll get back to it. I can't answer your one question
I
of.
think it kind of resets each month. Interesting.
So
we have to look at that.
Now, once you win to upgrade your collection, I could answer that right away. I know you have a 1 month cool off, so you can't compete next month. So you can't go from standard to limited to exclusive like bam, bam, bam. You know,
Okay.
so if you go from standard and you get bumped up to limited, you got a month cool off before you can compete again.
Gotcha.
And says that will go live in a few months. So
you have time. What that means to me is, like, you have time to strategize. You have time to pivot, time to try different strategies to see how it affects the score and the rating, and position your node as strongly as possible for when that eventually comes out. And I would say, if I'm looking at it, I want to be in that first round of the second collection. I think like that would be the place to be.
Because, if you're already in an area that is a collection, and say you're in an exclusive, you have a good, depending on where you're at and the level of exclusive, if you're the upper tier of that, you could bump to rare. Absolutely, because it's best month over month percentage growth. Now that's where it gets interesting. Because if you have these neighborhoods that are fully built out, they're fully done, the only thing that's really going to get you growth is adding outdoor decor. Now you're going to have a junkyard. All the properties are just it's going to help the meta ventures, but you're just going to have a bunch of stuff on everybody's property.
They got to figure out a better way to do that.
And just
I don't like that at all.
And the other thing is recruiting people for residence for your home address.
I mean, that makes sense.
But sooner or later, you on the smaller ones, you can run out pretty quick because you have to have people willing to sell. And then if you have people wanting to move in, of course, the demand of what you want to sell for US dollars or UPX is going to go up. So that's a fine balance there. But then the other thing is the other is the average UPX contributed to the community pool each month per property. Still kind of vague, because how do you determine, I guess what they're saying is how many properties you own in there and how much you contribute to the community pool
Yeah.
through your sends and purchases of property and all that. So then it's not now you're more pay to play.
Well, you don't,
aspect.
for the record, you don't contribute anything to the community pool when you use a send fee.
Correct. Sorry. Thank you.
But yeah, so if let's say you do 100,000 UPX in sales, which nets the community pool 10,000 UPX, and you have 100 properties in your neighborhood, then your average is 100 per neighborhood. If, however, it is 1,000, then it's whatever, it's 10 UPX per. So, it's just a scale of value.
And they said
again,
that
you have to have secondary sales on that. Like, I don't think, to me, that doesn't, I almost want the opposite. It's hard, because here's the thing is, like, a really strong node doesn't have secondary sales. Like, honestly, like, if your community is that strong, nobody's selling.
Right.
Why the hell would you? Like, so for me, like, that just forces secondary sales. But what's going to actually happen is that people are just going to leverage, because, okay, so if I blow 1 million UPX just transacting, the same things. And so I essentially give the community pool 1 million UPX, but it gets my neighborhood 0.1% increase, which then increases my holdings overall by 3 million in value, because I have so much property here. Like, it's very realistic that you're going to see people trying to gamify the system. That's immediately what I would do, is I would calculate the value of actually winning or increasing to myself and to my community members and go, hey, we need to hit these thresholds. So let's essentially just do this to contribute to the community pool, which at the end of the day is what Upland wants in a way. So it does kind of create an artificial, it leverages the existing feature of selling, but in a differently competitive way that people are almost happy to give their UPX to the community pool, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So,
and then one of the interesting notes is neighborhoods that jump up in collection rarity get a 1 month cool off period where they are not eligible for earnings boosts. Collections cannot be removed, only downgraded to the original base yield.
Okay. What happens?
But it doesn't say how you can downgrade,
Yeah.
like what downgrades you. And so once your neighborhood earns a collection, it's a collection, and you can only downgrade to the original base yield. Now, the original base yield, is that the 1.3, or are they talking about the standard right now currently is 14.7, which can change in the future? It was kind of vague there.
No. They're talking about the multiplier, not the percentage.
Yeah.
They're talking about the multiplier definitively. So for a neighborhood that was never a collection that became a collection, it would be the 1.3. However, if it's a collection that then increased, it would just go back down to its original collection value.
Yeah. And they also say there may be adjustments to the grading curve or evaluation factors above as they measure the results.
Sure. And this is where I have been saying, like, the biggest difficulty Web3 is going to have with gaming is balance. Because even in traditional gaming, any sort of balance changes, nerfs, equation tweaks causes mass panic and FUD. And that's without messing with people's money. Like, now you have a situation where people are going to be heavily investing in these mechanics. Once they start to break down the equations and they gamify it, they are likely to sink a lot of money, time, and effort into it based on that information. When that changes, whether it's correct or not, or whether it's a good overall change or not, is besides the point. It's going to upset a lot of people every single time that happens. And to balance something as tricky as this, I think is going to take multiple iterations, like we saw with the original treasure hunting and send fees and sends in general. Like it takes a lot to get it right, and it causes a lot of disruption. So just be prepared for that.
I think it's going to be a hot mess for a while because you're going to have a lot of unhappy people. You're going to have a lot of happy people as they figure it out and they monitor it and make adjustments. And that's the good thing. If you think Dirk and Edon are not being involved in this, because this is a big impact on the economics of Upland. So they're definitely going to be watching this, monitoring it, and guiding the team to make the proper adjustments to make this successful.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions or you want to talk about here on the neighborhood ratings?
No. If you're interested in neighborhoods, I'd start looking for deals on gnomes. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Moving on. Uncollected earnings cap.
Why does Miles look so effing shady?
Oh,
There's
yeah.
no need for that.
No. And he's
This-
handcuffed to the briefcase.
Yeah, but the briefcase is also just open.
Right.
He should not be smug right now. You're handcuffed to an open briefcase that all of the wealth is just falling out of, but you still look so smug. It's insane. Also, sexualization of llamas like this is exactly why Dizzy had a hard time with last April. They need to cool it.
Yeah. So they've talked about it, and they will let you know. They will let you know when they start implementing this, and it based off of your ranking, Uplander, director, executive, chief executive, whatever, you have a cap. And
Do you think that it'll be like, so let's say that your cap is 100,000, but you've already accumulated like 150,000. Do you think that they're going to like retroactively like cap you?
no, they're giving you a warning a week before it goes into effect.
Sure.
So.
But I'm saying like there's people that maybe haven't logged in. I'm thinking Uncle Sky, remember? That maybe haven't logged in like forever, and they have a way more than their earnings cap would be in UPX. Do you think they just freeze the earning, or do you think that they they definitely freeze the earning? There's no doubt there. They definitely freeze the earning. The question is, do they then say, well, the cap for your level is only 10,000 UPX. It doesn't matter that you have 50,000 in accrued. When you log in, you're going to see 10,000 UPX, not 50,000.
Well, I would imagine that they're going to send emails out also because they definitely have the data and emails.
No one reads their emails. That goes to spam. No one's. You haven't logged into Upland for how long? And then.
I guess that's your own fault that you don't check the emails.
I mean, that's fine. Like, I'm not saying because there's
I absolutely
never come back.
I absolutely see that if you're executive and they cap you at 500,000 UPX and you have 750.
I don't think we're currently capped.
We currently aren't capped. They talked about implementing it, but I've definitely had 500K build up and collect after it. That was thrown out there, but it was never really a hard thing. So this is
because Abdullah would have to log in every 30 seconds.
Yeah, and that's interesting because you're a chief executive. You just can't have one base level for chief executive because he collects so much per day.
I mean, it seems just overly complicated. It really does. Is it just me, or should it just be like 30 days? Like, why are you making this so complicated? Because no one's going to know how often they have to log in. Like, no one's tracking it that much. Do you count send fees in that? So, like, if I can only, which I'm guessing it does.
Yes, send fees do because I track my earnings and I put it on a spreadsheet and check it. And last month I earned over 1 million UPX and I only have like 917 in property earnings. So they definitely that's part of your earnings that you collect.
And
And I
now
do
meta venture earnings just go straight to your pool, right? Like that doesn't, you don't collect that.
no, that just goes just like a
Okay.
property sale that goes
But
straight to your.
still, okay. So even that alone, we've already seen that that can really impact your uncollected earnings. So now I don't have any idea how often I need to log in. That's a terrible system. Like, there's no reason to do it this way. Do it like every other game in the history of games has done it. Put a time frame on it. Is it 7 days? Do you need me to log in every day? Do you need me to log in every week? Do you need me to log in every month? Just tell me. Don't go, it's going to stop recording at a certain time. I guess you better keep checking. Ha ha ha. No, that's bad.
Yeah,
Bad Upland.
not a fan of the earning caps. I'm right there with you.
I mean, I get that they want to burn the UPX, but you can do the same thing by saying you need to log in daily. You need to log in every 3 hours. Spoiler, there are games that do that. That's their hook. You have to log in every X amount of time or it, goes down. And then you can level up and then go, okay, well, if you're an Uplander, you have to log in every 3 hours. If you're a chief executive, maybe you only have to log in every 24 hours. Like that would be extreme, especially from where they're at. But if their goal was to do like UPX returns, that's how you do it. This is just nonsense. It's just too confusing and people aren't going to understand. Like, no, I don't like it.
And I'm glad that they were kind of vague because they can definitely listen to feedback, and they do listen to feedback from the community, from the UCM members, and I'm right there with you. And thank you for giving them the extreme ideas so they can implement those. But
no, they're not.
I get it.
They're not going to do that. They would alienate their audience too much. The idea is this passive earnings, but. Yeah, I'm with Cheese. Once a week, to me, once a week is very reasonable. Like you should be able to log in once a week because here's the thing is, so UPX.World's going to do a similar thing. That we're going to have earnings that you get from your NFTs as passive income. We're not going to make you stake like some other games that work with NFTs. But the reality is we are going to cap it because same concept. We're not just going to have it infinitely accumulating. Punishment for not logging in 100%.
But it's not punishment for logging in because if you're looking for passive income, if you're looking for passive income, even with anything that's generated passive income for me, I check in at least once a week. So it's not hard. I mean, you do have some OGs that have checked out, like Uncle Scott. Well, Uncle Scott's not an OG, but
no, he's a troll G.
He's a troll G. But once a week, it's not hard to log in and collect your stuff. And then that would help you for your 7-day average of users interacting with their wallet.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rejinx.
Michael says once a week is impossible if you're on vacation without web access. Well, Michael,
no, I was a 2-week person.
Luxury vacations with no service, and again, like chances are, if you're taking a vacation like that, you're not super worried about losing 3 days worth of UPX earnings. Like you're taking some exotic vacations or enjoying your life, or it's like some wilderness hunt, which means that you're probably not super techie anyway. I don't know.
The
yachting, yeah, fucking yachting. Get out of here. Go to the rainforest vacation, trendy.
Hey,
right?
no, there are places you go on vacation where you have no signal.
Okay, guess what then? Make sure that you collect right before you go, and then budget in. Oh, hey, by the way, fam, I'm going to lose 3 days worth of UPX earnings. We have to make that as a write-off because I'm on vacation. Get over it. Like,
I think a month's too long. A week, I get it, but 2 weeks, I think that's where I'd settle. Is 2 weeks is the happy medium.
I mean, I don't care. I just think as long as it's not just a number that I have to figure out and guess how long I have.
Right.
Like, really bad. Because if I woke up and was like, what happens when all of a sudden my property is part of some event and I get spammed and like I just don't realize it. And so now I'm losing money because you made this arbitrary rule that I can't know.
Jimmy Jester says, how many have been stagnant accounts for months, wasted UPX sitting idle? Yes. And Boulder Magic says, yeah, I'm with Michael that if I got a bunch going on in a week's too short. A lot of people have business travel.
10 days then. How about 10 days?
14.
We'll cut it. We'll cut it in half. Call it 10.
12.
I think 10. Nah, 12.
12.
A dozen? No. This isn't eggs. Get it in 10.
12.
It's not time based. We
76 hours, 27 minutes, and 37 seconds. Best suggestion of the night.
Except here's the fun thing is the way that the current system is, that's going to fluctuate by minutes, seconds, hours, just depending on, how many cents and stuff. Sorry. Best I can do is log in periodically and hope you haven't lost UPX.
12 days.
No. You don't get 12 days.
Get 12 days.
I'm consulting with my No Drama Llama, and my No Drama Llama says 10 days, call it a day.
10 days, call it a day. In between 2 weeks and a week, 12 days, your money, good to go. We have our own opinions, and that's okay. We can agree to disagree. But I agree with you that it shouldn't be a earnings cap. It should be a time frame cap. And for, when you look at metrics, especially, you're running UPX.World, you're going to be a gaming, you're going to be on Steam, and you have these metrics for gaming that you look at with engagement and how often people are logging in. You would do this more, and I can see them going to 7 days for that purpose, because the app radar tracks every 7 days, not every 14 days, 10 days, 12 days. So I get that. But
yeah, that's definitely a common threshold is your weekly, is somebody doing it every week. That's why daily's the one you want. Daily's the big one, right?
But usually players want incentives for dailies. Right now we're getting Spark, but that's not always going to happen. But daily is what you want. And even people aren't coming in daily for Spark because I don't think they understand I don't know if it's because they feel that it doesn't add up over time. I've seen people earn 0.6, over the last year, people have earned over 0.5 Spark.
Yeah. So Usanate, they are going to tell you what the cap is. So they're going to say, based on your level, your cap is X hundreds, thousands, millions, whatever. But the problem is that varies by person drastically. And then B, it also takes into account send fees. So even if you calculated exactly how often it would take you to earn that passively through your rent, you then have to take into an account a variable, which can be rather significant from what we've seen, of send fees. And then you could see differences in hours potentially in that.
Oh, yeah. Moonshine's got over 1 Spark from logging in. So there you go.
Dang, get it, Moonspark. Moon, yeah, that's your new name. I'm not even calling you Moon Fuel. You're
Moon Spark.
Moon Spark from now.
It's too stressful. Come on, Bowler. It's not hard. And it's a lot easier now that everything resets at midnight.
I will say it is. Oh, yeah, that's kind of nice because I always am like, so is it finally like, so if I do it at 11:59 and then I do it at 12:01, I'll be able to do my 2 like logins. Because that's how I used to do in World of Warcraft is like my dailies. I would do the dailies the last thing at the night, and then I would wait for the daily reset, and then we would do our daily runs. And that way we would essentially you just do it every other day that way. Not that I'm staying up till 3 a.m. to do it for Upland.
I mean, it's 2 a.m. for you.
Even 2 a.m. That's a bit much.
Yeah.
Pacific time. It's all PT. So it's midnight PT.
Yes.
I've gotten 0.54. See, like that's a couple $100. Like for just logging in, like there's not many games. If you look at games that you play in your daily login, that's like really hard value. I mean, that's significant value. So that's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I accidentally hit do not show again. Now it never shows up.
Oh no, they got to make a way for you to undo that.
I'm pretty sure there is, isn't there?
I think so. I just
I
never
just
paid
don't know.
attention.
Because I was like, don't hit it. I'm just not going to hit it. When Upland thinks internationally, I mean, you can't. No one does. You can't do it internationally and have a standardized time. Those two things are at conflict.
Yeah. Undoing's in the settings, so there you go. Play in your settings.
There you go.
Now, yes. So Upland, everyone that's listening, the cap on the total UPX, ridiculous. Just make it a time frame like every other game, and you're going to be money. You're going to have more interactions with your wallet, so you can show your investors and everybody else all the specs that are important for gaming businesses that are publicly and privately traded, where people have invested millions of dollars. So
make it
you're
daily.
welcome.
Go for it. Make it daily.
And contact us personally for our consulting fee on that one.
Yeah. Extended. We would like ours to be extended to 14 days. Thank you.
So, Speedway MetaVentures. I found this actually kind of interesting that Speedways would be a MetaVenture.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really get it. I don't want to say I don't have a dog in that fight. I do, but for me, my dog in that fight is URL and layer 2 of racing. So I saw this and I went, that's cool. There's a bunch of requirements. I knew that I wasn't going to go for one because there's so many people that are much more passionate about creating these tracks and who have been working on it for months and weeks that it would be disingenuous. I mean, I have plenty of areas that could qualify for this, but the reality is like, it just wasn't something that I was going to be able to dedicate a lot to like some other people are. So I just kind of skimmed over it.
I do find it interesting because you read through it and you're like, well, what's the purpose? And the last paragraph, which is all of 3 sentences, it says, in the future, Speedway owners will be able to earn royalties from every race run on their Speedways. During phase 1 of the Speed MetaVentures, there won't be venture dues until this feature has been implemented, and we'll provide more information in the next phase of Speedway MetaVentures. So if you got a pretty cool course, I mean, you could rack in a lot of, depending on the percentage of the royalties, you could lock in a lot of money each day, each week, each month.
I mean, sure. We'll see. I mean, I don't know. It's interesting.
Because in the end, once you have to start paying your venture dues, it's going to weed out the tracks that just aren't popular, because if you're having nobody race and you're not making money, you're not going to pay the dues, which is the average of everybody.
Yeah, I mean, that is one. I do like that aspect of kind of like survival of the fittest, or at least survival of whoever is willing to pay the community fee, because somebody like Abdullah, who wants to have whatever raceways or whatever, it doesn't matter if no one races on him. If you can pay the venture dues, like I'll never even if I don't make any money in my shops or whatever, I'll just keep paying the venture dues. There's a really good chance it's under what I make in a month in passive revenue with my holdings. So there's no reason for me to ever lose that. It just is kind of like a fee for me to keep it alive if it's not producing. So, and from what I hear, they're not that crazy, like 10,000 UPX or something. I don't know. Like,
and the application fee, so it's just for the medium speedway structure. You need a minimum of 1 spark. You need 4 properties on the track. 1 has to be at the starting line, and that property cannot have any other structures on it because you have to build the speedway structure on there. And then you need 3 additional properties along your racetrack. It can't be greater than 2.5 miles, can't infringe in other IP, can't use the word upland, which I find interesting because you should be able to, if it's what, I won't get into that one, but must remain a closed loop. You know, you got to need KYC. And then you have to be an Uplander above, can't be in jail, and you must agree to pay the venture dues once they're implemented. And that's based off of all of that. Now, the Speedway structure will take 25,000 Spark hours. You can definitely get your neighborhood community involved to do that, or go to one of the multi places that rent you Spark.
Gotcha. I've seen NFLPA MetaVenture fees in Queens over the 2,000 or 20,000? 2,000? Yeah, 2,000 UPX is nothing.
Yeah.
Like 10,000 UPX is nothing. I mean, that sounds really pretentious. I'm not trying to say that $10 isn't a lot of money to a lot of people. That's fair. And 10,000 UPX isn't zero UPX. But the reality is, when you're talking about the people who are going for MetaVentures, who are building brands, who are doing all of that, 10,000 UPX a month is an absolute drop in the bucket. I honestly don't know why these MetaVentures aren't like 100,000 UPX a month minimums. Like, and maybe the reality is because the economics aren't there. And that is true, because I would keep doing it even at a complete loss. I would pay 100,000 UPX just to have my buildings with the brandings on it, because that's important to me. I don't try to necessarily go out there and sell a bunch of stuff. Mine is more for branding awareness. So whatever the fee is what I'm going to pay. I am surprised at how low it is, but I guess the margins and things for those buildings isn't that high, would be my guess.
Yeah.
Because it's based on the revenue that they generate, right?
Yes, it's based off of the average revenue that all the shops make, and they have a breakdown of it.
Well, then if you think about it, if a bunch of you got together in a place and we're just like, honestly, like, we can just mark our stuff up super high. It doesn't really matter if we sell anything, because we just want the brand recognition and we want the neighborhood score. We don't really care if we sell through stuff. And then if you just don't sell a bunch of stuff, it'd be cheap. Yeah, right. Cheese is 100% right. Freaking y'all would be paying 100,000 UPX to keep Samurai Aquatics alive each month. Easy. Like, no one would even think about it.
Right. Dizzy said his NFLPA dues last month were $62.69.
That isn't a typo. Right? That's zero UPX to these people.
Master Builders 2023, they got phase 2 going on. And then also you got voting going on for Detroit and Dallas. Definitely check that out.
Well, you know what, though? I should be careful. Well, I don't know. I was going to say, like, the venture dues for outdoor decor might be slightly different too, because of
Samurai Aquatics. They've been churning out stuff. They set it up right. They had a great team put together and a bunch of designs approved right away. So they were able to churn it out, get to the large factory quick. So they're running a pretty awesome outdoor decor. Give them props on it.
Yeah, no, and that's, I mean, they're making bank. They're literally, I mean, it's, but here's the thing, and like, this is why I got to be careful, because on the surface, if you just look at like, man, you've made this from essentially nothing. You stake some Spark. Okay, that's cool. People are staking Spark for buildings. You now stake Sparks for this, and you know, it's magically just appears and you sell it. So it feels externally like, man, that's just pure profit. You sell one of these things for 25,000 UPX, you just made 25,000 UPX. Well, the reality is that it cost the Spark. You had to build the factory. You had to go through the MetaVenture. You had to get the designs. You had to do the advertising. You had to move all these stupid little pieces and put them in a, like, if you go over there, all their stuff is like actually like really nice design. Go check out Dogpad. Everything's just like thrown around. Like, it's just like whatever. I literally just drag drop it wherever it just goes on the property. Like, I don't care.
Me too.
Like,
moving hundreds of anvils sucks.
Yeah, I do not have the patience for that nonsense. Yeah, like, it's like 20 plus Spark max on these big factories. Like, it's not cheap to do. It takes a ton of work. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the nice thing about it is that for the people who are going to put in the work, who are going to do it, that is potentially some very long-term profitable business ownership for sure.
And then with the introduction now that we always talked about that, hey, when it sells on the secondary market, the designer should get a kick of it. So long-term, absolutely.
Yeah. And especially again, places like Samurai Aquatic, which are moving a lot of product. That's definitely one area. Like we just aren't moving a lot of product for our own reasons. Like we're just not selling it a lot. Anyway, that we're not going to have a lot of secondary sales, which is fine too. But like that really won't be a source of revenue for us because of our model.
Yeah. All right. We've been going way long tonight.
I mean, 1:30. I mean, 90 minutes. That's what we've been clocking 90 pretty easily.
Yeah. Got a lot going on. But
like me on the highway, clocking 90. Let's go.
Don't forget, we got the buy one, get one free for the OG Anvil. That's for the first 15 people, and that's the US dollar purchases. And the first 2 people to do that, they get a test tube from ThankMeLater, and you also get backstage passes to the podcast.
Wait, say that one more time. Say the first part of that.
Buy one, get one.
15 people get buy one, get one free?
Yeah. You're giving away a test tube for the first 2 people that do it.
Oh.
Don't worry. I didn't give a bunch of your stuff away.
Wait. No. So are you saying that you get 2 anvils for the price of one?
Yes.
And so the first 2 people that do it get 2 anvils and a test tube?
That's right.
Oh, damn. Oh, well, that's insane. I did not realize. Well, and I was saying when I pitched you buy one, get one free, I just meant literally buy an anvil, get a test tube.
Gotcha.
But I mean, good on you for giving. I mean, that's good because you've been stingy as shit with those. So
I have been.
So there you go. Go get them. The anvil. I mean, anvils for blacksmithing. I mean, if anybody who knows gaming knows how critical that profession is. So again, not financial advice, but holy crap, what a chance to get 2 anvils and a test tube and a shout out. And what else were we going to do? There was something else that was super cool.
They were hanging out backstage.
Oh, the backstage pass. There you go.
Yep.
Get it. All right, cool.
Yeah. And like, subscribe, and share. Please share.
Oh.
Yeah,
Sharing is caring.
It is. It is.
Unless it itches, then don't share that.
Oh, no, don't share that. Herpes, the gift that keeps on
Whoa,
giving.
no, I was just not like, wait, come on now.
All right, everybody, be safe, have fun, and we'll see you out there in the metaverse.
The UPX Podcast with the property expert. If it's happening in Upland, it's the place you want to check first. With your host who's stupid to win and ThankMeLater. Bringing the strategy, news, and cool charts with all the data. This is Upland, where the metaverse goes down. Genesis, San Fran, to Rio, and all around. Don't miss a week, you never know what they'll say next. It's the Upland Property